Welcome to this Department of Arts and Culture's tutorial for panelists to evaluate applications for Fiscal 25 Events Grants. I'm Karen Lugos, the Grant Manager for the department, and I'll walk you through our panel evaluation and online system. Thank you for serving to evaluate applicants. In this tutorial, we'll provide you with an overview of the grant, your role, and technical aspects of reviewing applications. The purpose of this program is to provide grants to qualifying San Antonio-based IRS-recognized 501c3 nonprofit organizations to further the presentation, production, and preservation of arts and cultural programs that are unique to the San Antonio experience. Events must be publicly performed or displayed within San Antonio city limits. Applications closed March 11, 2024, and grants begin January 1, 2025. Additional details can be found in the request for applications and the grant guidelines, both of which are available on our website. If you have questions, please email us at artsfunding@sanantonio.gov. Next will be an overview of eligibility, requirements, funding, and grant restrictions. Basic eligibility requires that the organization is a San Antonio-based nonprofit in good standing. The event must showcase the arts and culture of San Antonio. The event budget must be at least $5,000. Fiscal sponsors may apply if the event is hosted by a San Antonio-based community group. Only one application from each organization or event is permitted. Film festivals are not funded through this grant. They must apply through the San Antonio Film Commission. Commercial events are not permitted, and organizations that receive funding through the department's operational and culturally specific program are not eligible. This is an abbreviated list of requirements. Please be certain to read the request for applications on our website for a complete list at sanantonio.gov/artgrants. At least 25% of the artists must be San Antonio residents. The event must be open to all members of the public. It does not have to be free. It just needs to be accessible to all. The organization will be required to submit routine reports, including but not limited to a planning schedule, run of show, and artist selection process to ensure that 25% are San Antonio residents. Grant amounts may be up to 20% of the event total budget, up to a maximum of $20,000. All grants are for 3 years, contracted each year on a calendar basis over the 3 years, and they're based on meeting eligibility requirements, scoring, and availability of funds. Please take a moment to read this list. These are restrictions for which funding cannot be used: school or university programs or academic work, state or local governments, capital improvements, real estate, fundraisers, cash prizes, recreational or rehabilitative programs, political or religious purposes, debt reduction, or litigation. This is a continuation for funding on restrictions. I'll pause for a moment so you can glance over this. This list is also in the request for applications on the department's webpage at sanantonio.gov/artgrants. Next, we'll review the categories or artistic genres covered by these grants. So there are several categories under which applicants may apply. For instance, it might be artistic, literary, performing arts, culinary, and festivals. We're going to look at scoring criteria now. Your evaluation and scoring covers 3 areas for a maximum of 80 points. Merit of proposed event is worth up to 45 points based on the description, audiences served, and the event's impact and benefit to San Antonio and the field of art and culture. Past experience is worth up to 20 points based on the track record for producing this event or similar events in the recent past. And budget is worth up to 15 points based on feasibility and detail. This slide on equity impact points is only for your information. You will not need to score this section. The department will assess points for the categories listed on this slide. And now we're going to look at what you will be reviewing as a panelist. You've been selected to review artistic project applications related to your area of expertise. If you have a conflict of interest with an organization under your review, there is a place to declare that in the scorecard. Please notify us immediately so that we can reassign that applicant to another panelist. Applications should be fairly and competitively scored. We require that you provide constructive comments in the general comment section of your scorecard. This is needed to substantiate their overall score. You'll be using the same online platform that you use to apply as a panelist. We will provide you with an administrative logon and password to view applications assigned to you in the GoSmart system, and you are required to review each application that is assigned to you. You can begin your independent review and scoring in GoSmart beginning 8 a.m. on Monday, April 1st, 2024. The panel will not convene or discuss applications. Please complete your review, scores, and comments by 5 o'clock p.m. Tuesday, April 30th, 2024. Let's look at what you'll see when you get into the system. Up at the top left, you'll see the admin portal to the GoSmart system, and I'm logging in as a panelist. When you log in, you're going to see this window, and in the Select Panel drop-down menu, click on the FY25 Events Grant. When you click on your panel, you'll see the list of applicants. You'll need to score all of them unless you have a conflict of interest with someone that you are either financially benefiting from or maybe you're contracting with. And again, please let us know who that would be. We'll look at one example of an application for this tutorial. You can open the applications in different ways. You can click on the blue Generate Panel book. That's a button at the top right. That will open the application in a separate tab, but it will not take you to the page to score the applicant. So to score the applicant, click on the GoSmart tab at the top left, or just close this tab. Click on the green Score Applicant button at the top right, or click on the applicant's name at the bottom. Here, you'll see 3 tabs across the top. Application, which is the current tab that's open, Support Materials, and Scorecard. We did offer applicants the ability to provide support materials as examples of their experience in producing and presenting similar events, but I'll show you how to access those materials in just a minute. We'll look at applicant heritage festivals of San Antonio for an example. We've also provided you with a cheat sheet as a reference tool and so that you can follow along here. On the cheat sheet, we've posted our instructions and notes in red, and applicant questions are highlighted in yellow. For scoring criteria number 1, we'd like you to score the merit of the proposed event. You'll look at the event description, audiences served, and the event's impact and benefit to San Antonio and to the field of arts and culture. Merit of proposed event is worth up to 45 points. As noted, the first scoring criteria is up to a maximum of 45 points based on their description of the proposed event and the audiences served, the increased access to arts and culture, the venue accessibility, and benefit to tourism. We then asked them to describe the audiences that will be served for the event, and they were to include estimated attendance numbers, demographic makeup such as age, gender, socioeconomic, and racial or cultural data for the past events, and what they might be proposing for their future event that's going to be held in 2025. We're asking you to rate the overall merit of the event based on what the applicant proposed, their audiences served, and whether it's arts and culture in nature. We asked applicants 2 questions which you'll need to review in order to score. 1, how will your event increase access to arts and culture in San Antonio? And 2, describe accessibility of your proposed venue, both physically and financially, such as proposed entry fees. This is the question on venue accessibility. Applicants must produce an event that benefits the San Antonio tourism industry. We ask the organization to describe how their event does so. The benefit can be based on the number of events, productions, and services for tourists by an organization, but it must include the creative ambiance of arts and culture that showcase the unique San Antonio experience. So again, we're asking you to rate the merit of the event based on what the applicant proposed, audiences served, venue accessibility, benefit to tourism, and whether it is arts and culture in nature. Combine your assessment with the previous questions to arrive at one of the following scores. Excellent is 45, good 35, average is 25, fair is 15, poor is 5, and 0 would be no evidence is provided. To score the applicant's past experience, assess the organization's track record for producing successful events, either the same event or similar events in the recent past. Past experience is worth up to 20 points. Review their mission statement, organizational history, past experience, and other uploaded support materials. Events that have been successfully held in the past should be scored higher than new events. Select the score that most closely matches the applicant's past experience. 0 would be no experience. 5 points would be one similar event in the last 3 years. 10 points would be multiple similar events as evidenced in the last 3 years. Have they produced this event or a similar event in the past? If so, when and where? How many times did they produce this event or a similar event? Further down in the application, they may have provided a link to a YouTube video to show an example of a previous production of their event. Notice any reference or appeal to the San Antonio tourism industry. This may impact your score for that scoring criteria, and it may impact your score for their past experience. So of course, you'd want to click on the link and review the video. Did they upload support materials as examples of their past experience? Up to 5 images is permissible, 1 being a 2-minute video. Perhaps a program, flyer, or advertisement might be allowed. If they did upload these, please review each one and consider this material in your scoring. So here you see the Heritage Festivals uploaded 5 images, a video, and a program. Remember to select the score that most closely matches the applicant's past experience. 0 would be no experience. 5 points, 1 similar event in the last 3 years. 10 points, multiple similar events is evidenced in the last 3 years. Or 15 points, multiple similar events in the last 3 years, and this event at least one time in the last year. And here we'll ask you to rate the event's budget, feasibility, and detail. Is the budget comprehensive? Is it realistic? And is it relevant to the grant proposal? The scoring range is 15 for excellent, 10 points for good, 5 for fair, and 0 for poor. So again, here is an example of a budget. Review, is it clear, feasible, and realistic? Does it support their grant proposal? Did they list the major expenses for their event? Is anything missing? Again, you can score up to 15 points, and that range is 15 for excellent, 10 for good, 5 for fair, 0 for poor. In the scorecard, click on the scorecard tab to open up and score applicants. Just under the applicant's name at the top left, there's a little box you can check if you have a conflict of interest with the applicant. Maybe you work with this organization, or you have a contract or a project that's pending with them. Move the button on the scoring bar off to the right with your cursor. This will reflect the score that you want to give them for each of the 3 criterion we asked you to rate. So notice my score bar says 35 out of 45 for the first criteria, and 0 for the other two because I'm not done scoring yet. My overall score for this applicant in the blue dot at the top right will change as I continue scoring the application. You are required to add helpful, constructive comments to assist applicants in submitting their grant proposals and applications in the future. Comments are to help substantiate the applicant's score during any appeals process. Rather than populating the comment box for each criterion, use only the general comments box at the bottom for this purpose. List your observations about each criterion in that general comments box. When you're finished scoring this applicant, remember to click on the green Save button at the bottom right. You don't want to have to repeat your scoring and retype your comment. Click on the blue buttons at the top left or top right, Previous Applicant or Next Applicant to move to the next or previous to continue scoring. And really, that's all there is to it. So now that you know how to work the system, we'll go over some constructive panel practices that we'd like you to keep in mind while you're scoring. You are not expected, nor are you encouraged to go online and do any independent research on your own regarding these applicants. Your score should be based solely on the criteria listed in the GoSmart system. Also, do not take the equity impact points into consideration for your score. So for example, in the artistic merit scale shown previously, excellent would be scored from 40 to 45. If you think the applicant hit it out of the park and they're one of the best that you reviewed in this assignment, you might say to yourself, well, this applicant is eligible for equity impact points, so I'm not going to give them a 45, I'm going to give them a 35. We do not want you to do that. Score them directly on what you're reading and what you understand from the application. Please know that applicants have no idea who their panelists are, but they will receive your comments along with their average scores. You need to provide objective, constructive criticism even when negative. Mean or overly negative can lead to an appeal. There's more than one panel for this grant. You're not going to review all of the applicants. So low scores not only affect the applicant you are currently scoring, but can also skew the overall rating for all applicants in your cohort to compete for the grant. If you historically score applicants low and you're thinking that you want them to stretch further, that you don't historically score anyone above good or average, that might skew everyone applying in your panel to a point to which they are not competitive in the overall pool for the grant. So please score on the merit of the application. Do not score just because you're historically a low scorer. Please also avoid scoring in a barbell approach where you score some very, very high and others very, very low, but you score no one in the middle, because that can also be detrimental to your panel in the overall competition for funds. And finally, please keep personal perceptions and perspectives about the organizations out of the process. It's possible you may know some of the individuals or nonprofits you'll be evaluating or have heard something about them like, I heard this person is difficult. Please do not take that into consideration in your scoring and your review. Next will be an overview of the deadline, some resources, and any help that you might need along the way. So as a reminder, your deadline to complete scoring and comments is Tuesday, April 30th at 5:00 p.m. You can review details about the grant at sanantonio.gov/artgrants. And on the next slide, you'll see the link on the screen for administrative access to the GoSmart online portal to view and score the applicant assigned to you. Here are the QR codes that link to the two key documents related to the events grant. Additionally, you can find more information about the grants with the Department of Arts and Culture at sanantonio.gov/artgrants. This is our contact information. Please email any questions to artsfunding@sanantonio.gov. Thank you for serving as a panelist.